episode of Tracks of Prosperity, our guest is the Deputy Speaker, Imo State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Amara Iwuanyanwu, who takes us on a journey of the House Committee on Project Monitoring and the strides being taken by the present administration of the Senator Hope Uzodinma-led government of shared prosperity. But before that, a short report on the monitoring and evaluation of projects across the state.
The grade of concrete should have care from crushing the start of your plane. All those things. You should have backup pictures too, since this place is already done, to show us the depth of excavation, the filling depth, and all that.
Abandoned projects littered around Imo State has caused a stagnation in the development of the state. This has become a cause of concern to the Senator Hope Uzodinma-led government of shared prosperity, as there are uncountable cases of abscondment of contractors handling these projects. Project Monitoring Committee set up by the Imo State House of Assembly takes a detour into the Dan Anyam Stadium, which has been left in a state of utter disrepair. Falling roofs, playgrounds overgrown by weeds, broken sport equipment, dilapidated structures have become the trademark of the Dan Anyam Stadium. The committee also inspected the Owerri-Aba Road, the Jacob Zuma Port Harcourt Road, and other projects around the state for a first-hand insight.
He is on the path of rehabilitation, reconstruction, and recovery to build a new Imo of shared prosperity. He is Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma, Executive Governor of Imo State. To know more, follow the story on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at HE_Hope Uzodinma Hope New and Electronic Media Center and Imo State New Media, all on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also know more on Hope TV on both Facebook and YouTube. This message is from the Hope New and Electronic Media Center.
The Project Monitoring Committee was set up out of the need to look into abandoned projects, substandard projects lying across the states by previous administrations, awarded by previous administrations, and also to guide the new projects being awarded by this present administration to make sure that contractors keep to the terms as agreed with His Excellency Senator Hope Uzodinma. So it's actually a committee set up in the interest of the people and the interest of the state. We started with the Dan Anyam Stadium, which is what the project awarded by the short-time government of Emeka Ihedioha. And the contract awarded, when we got to the stadium, we found out that the place was practically abandoned by the contractors. And we invited those contractors to find out why over 500 million naira disbursed from the state government coffers, why would the stadium still look so abandoned? And we find out that most of these contractors do not have the capacity to deliver on these jobs that were awarded to them. Some of them have even procured substandard materials. For instance, the seats for the stadium, the tartan tracks, and even the grasses, they were all substandard. So we have actually instructed the contractors to retrieve those items and change them to ones that are going to be durable in the interest of the state. We also took time to go around the state to see the projects awarded. We must commend His Excellency Senator Hope Uzodimma, who in his magnanimity and understanding of governance knows that governance is a continuum. He actually allowed the contractors that were given contracts by previous administration to continue with those jobs. We got there and we saw the type of jobs being done, where we needed to make corrections, where we noticed that the contractors were using substandard materials. We corrected all of that, and we are preparing a report which will contain some of these things and also to submit on the floor of the House, which in turn will forward it to the executive arm of government. Well, we have projects across the state. What we are doing is we're actually monitoring and evaluating projects across the state, not just the state capital. We've been to Olo, we've been to Okigwe. Any project that is being funded by Imo State government, no matter where it is within the state, we are going there. We are going to make sure that the project is done according to the world standard and in the interest of the immediate environment there. And we also, what we even did, we set up an information desk center for the committee where we expect people to give us feedbacks about projects that are in their various localities, and based on the feedbacks they give us, based on their observations, we are able to have a more robust knowledge of those projects, and it will help us in performing our duties and oversight functions. The executive and legislator relationship right now, we're having a very harmonious relationship, and we are properly informed about projects that are being embarked on by the executive arm of government. We are always pre-informed about the agendas, policies, initiatives of the government. The ones that need the legislative backing are brought to us, which we give the legislative backing. Where the legislators feel that amendments need to be done in the interest of the people, we make those inputs, and in the end, we pass them into bills and into laws or motions that are in the interest of the general public. And in terms of this, we are sure that the Project Monitoring Committee, whatever we are doing, is also in the interest of the government, which this is an opinion, aside that of the ministry that is actually working as the supervisory ministry on this project. The oversight function being performed by the legislator will also guide the government to have a third opinion on what is happening with projects being awarded by the state government. Well, citizens, it's in their interest. They are the final beneficiaries. We also give them a chance to have their voice. They can tell us what they think. They are the ones that are there every day. They are the ones that will be the beneficiaries. The importance of the project, what is the value added and everything, they know about it. So they are the ones in turn that will benefit from it. So they give us genuine feedbacks on what is happening. When the project is abandoned, we get emails, we get phone calls from the citizen desk that was set up by the committee. So we act on those information, and we let the state, the committee together is going to form a whole report, which will, when we submit it, we'll also bring it to the public forum. Well, it's been an interesting voyage, but I am most excited with the type of governor that we have now, and the man whose Imo is in his hands now. He's an experienced legislator with so much experience, and he has shown that he was prepared to be the governor. It's a rare honor to work with him in the legislative arm of government. The partnership that he has created, the synergy between the legislative arm and executive arm, working in the shared prosperity government. It has been a wonderful experience this past few months. It has actually given us as legislators our independence and given us proper power of oversight. We have been able to pass meaningful laws, meaningful bills and motions that will impact on the people and the general Imolites